Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Akakwadash. Double honor to our apostles and elders of great millstone who taught us his truth and who rule well. Peace, love, salutations, and mercy be unto the hopeful elect. The situation revolving the George Floyd killing is nothing but pressure from above and pressure from below. This is nothing but Esau setting his pieces in places so that he can do what he already has planned to do. All right, these are the devices of the wicked on the left-hand side. The governor of Minnesota has declared to fully mobilize the National Guard in Minnesota. The article that I'm going to read from is from USA Today. All right, and this was published 22 minutes ago. All right, today is May 30th. May 30th, 2020, the year of prophecy. And it reads, George Floyd protests, live updates, governor fully mobilized National Guard in Minnesota. Mineapolis, the governor of Minnesota, said Saturday he will be fully mobilizing the National Guard after overnight protests that he said were no longer about the death of George Floyd, but rather an attack on civil society by people who were not from the community. And actually, all right, these protests, all right, pretty much and as I speak, breaking news is popping up. There was something that just popped up. It says Minnesota governor fully mobilizes National Guard. Officials claim out-of-time protesters caused most damage. No, the damage really was caused by your agents that you have mingled amongst the people. Your agent provocateurs that you have amongst the people to incite them to do violence and to destroy things. Which there was a video that surfaced of people that recognized the cop from the area that was going around and using a hammer to break windows. All right, and I believe that same cop set a precinct on fire. All right, you have agents mixed amongst the people, and at the end of the day, you're going to blame this all on Israelites. You're going to blame this all on Jake, just like the burning of Rome back during the time of Nero, which led to the persecution upon the church. All right, you want to tie all of this thing into Jake so that you can bring forth your agenda. Now, what is an agent provocateur? All right, we're going to pull it up and give you the exact definition. All right, an agent provocateur. Oh, shit, I don't know what the hell that's bringing up. All right, agent provocateur, a person who induces others to break the laws so that they can be convicted. So what they want to do is they want to come after Jake. All right, what they're doing is setting their snares and their traps in place so that they can entrap Jake. And so that they can be justified in this insurrection that they want to capture you in. And at the end of the day, all right, really the insurrection is to get the men of the Lord. Yeah, they're going to get try to get all of Israel, but they really want the men of the Lord that have been pushing the truth. So this is Psalm 64:2. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right, and that word for insurrection is regash in the Hebrew. And it means in company, a throng, a scheming. Because Esau isn't going to do anything without planning on it first. So what Esau has done is he have planned on a way to pretty much lure Jake into a trap. And this is that trap that is set. Now, in regards to the killing of, George Floyd, the apostles and elders and brothers are saying that they believe that that was an actual killing, that it wasn't staged. And one of the reasons being, before George Floyd was murdered, the ground was dry, but then afterwards there was liquid on the ground coming from his body. And usually when a person gives up the ghost, they pass the bowel movement, you know. So it could have been that, it could have been blood. But anywhere it goes, it was an actual killing. But in regards to the aftermath, which is the protests, those protests are being induced by way of agent provocateurs and certain things that are being done, to get the people to be more, radical, So Esau is laying a snare, he's laying a trap so that he can catch you up within his devices. And in regards to the protesters, some of the protesters are sincere, but then you got a lot of them that aren't. And a lot of these Edomites that are going to join, these protests, a lot of them are just, really, they're the ones that's doing the most of the looting. And they're the ones that are doing the most of the damaging of property and things like that. That's within their nature, man. All right. They're there, pretty much as just a sense of rebelliousness. All right. And then you have the group of people that are just tired of being on lockdown. So they're looking for a reason to get out, and this is an atmosphere that Esau has helped to create. Eventually there's going to be insurrections against the men of the Lord, as it states within 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. When you go into 2nd Ezra 16 and 70, all right, things are about to get real bad. And one thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to call in the military, because they're going to come with a whole nother set of rules and laws. And they're going to show brute force. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 70, because this is what it's all going to lead up unto. They have agent provocateurs like Grandmaster Jay, who's trying to tie, the Israelite movement to radicalism. All right. And showing up to so-called events with guns. All right. But this man, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was running for president or some form of government seat. And he has a Facebook page of him with, Edomites and all of that. Hey, this guy is clearly an agent, but he's saying shalom. He's speaking about the elect. You got people on his comment board saying shalom. So really, they're trying to tie us, to, being the ones that are inciting, this kind of rebellion and this uprising. All right, in which we teach you that we have to wait on Yahushua, although Jake is going to get roused up, and they're going to rise up. But 2nd Ezra 16 and 70, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon them that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire. So, Salaki, I had to pause the video. It says, "Hear, O ye my beloved, saith Yahweh, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same." So what is that? That's the time of Jacob's trouble. And within the time of Jacob's trouble, the military is going to be deployed, and it's going to be deployed to every city. All right, every city. The book of Isaiah, the 59th chapter, in verse 19, it says, "So shall they fear the name of Yahweh from the west." It says, "In his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him." So what does it mean for the enemy to come in like a flood? That's for him to send forth his military. The book of Daniel, the 12th chapter. Daniel, the 9th chapter. All right, it speaks about the Roman military coming in like a flood, and that's when they decimated Jerusalem and Israel, back in 70 AD. Well, Esau is about to do the same thing. So we're in the time of Jacob's trouble, man. All right. We're in the time of Jacob's trouble. Esau is getting ready to because they're not just protesting here, but all throughout the United States. So he's about to bring in his military force, and they're coming in with the spirit of vengeance to kill.